college basketball finally got to me. I was just sitting way too much. I hurt my back and I ended up having to go to the chiropractor again, and now I'm like slowly starting to adjust, and I was able to take a shower the day before yesterday all by myself, go team, and not have to fear. Okay, so I'd say about 7 years ago, I remember having a friend who had an older boyfriend, and she said that he threw his back out by sneezing, and I thought, wow, that's crazy. And they were all just like making fun of him, but I had back issues even back then, so I knew the back pain was no joke. I had never sneezed before and threw out my back though, but there's a first time for everything. So about 4 days ago, I was walking to my office and I had all of this stuff lined up that I needed to do, and I sneezed and I felt it go all the way down my back and down my buttocks, and oh my gosh, it felt like literally somebody stabbed me. I've never been stabbed before, but I assume that's what it feels like. I mean, it was painful and I almost collapsed. It was like the worst. So I ended up, spending almost 2 days in bed, not moving at all. Too much. I was still able to get up and go to the bathroom. It was painful, but I didn't throw it out completely. And then I was able to get an appointment at the chiropractor, and now I'm moving around. I'm sitting and making a video. So at the beginning of this video, I haven't decided yet or not. I probably will go ahead and put like a speeded up version of showing you all of these, because I just don't have the back time to sit down and like show you everything and talk about them, even though they're all very beautiful. At some point, I'm sure you will see them, in one of my journals or planners. But yeah, so that's the purpose for that. But I am doing better, and my office is like a hot mess, and it kind of reflects my life right now because I can't clean anything. Today I'm going to try to stand long enough to do some dishes. We'll see, how that goes. I am moving more, but when you have to stand in place, it seems to hurt more than actually like walking around. So the worst part about it is that it's actually warm. I'm looking for some paper and I can't even find any. And I actually could probably go out and, bike and do whatever, and I can't move around enough to do that. But I just don't trust my back enough to, push it that far, because I have a lot of work to do, a lot of writing. Anyway, so I wanted to show you the packaging that this came in. Again, this is from Cute Things from Japan. And look how adorable their stamps are. And I love that they come in different shapes. Like they're circular, and then they go ahead and they like cut around the edges of the Hello Kitty stamps. They're adorable. And I love that they put food, on their stamps. I think it's really cute. And these ones, I don't know if you can tell on camera, but they are kind of like holographic. Very beautiful. And I love this shimmery, sparkly one. Pretty cool. So anyway, I think I'm going to go ahead, and I've shown this before, but people have asked me in the past how I do it. So stuff like this I keep, and things like this I reuse, and I just use my heating gun. I don't know what other people do. I heat them up so that the adhesive on the back kind of releases, and then it's easier for me to take them off. I do the same with these. Sometimes it doesn't always work, so I just cut the plastic that's on it up to the edge, and then I just glue the back with the plastic on, and then I stick it onto like as ephemera for my journals and stuff like that. Allergies are still pretty rough here, so we'll see how many times I have to clear my throat. All right, I wanted to stamp these because I haven't gotten a chance to do that. The thing is, if you're wondering, like, oh my gosh, she got so many. Does she love these? Well, I do think that they look awesome. I see them all over the place. A lot of planner people on YouTube definitely use them. I see them on Instagram for people who don't have YouTube channels using them a lot. But every time I've gone to find them, especially on Cute Things from Japan, they are sold out completely. And I'm just like always devastated. So this time I saved money. I thought I would do like $100 haul. It was a little bit over that, not too much over that, but I couldn't help myself because they had a lot that I wanted. And they actually were in stock because I had kind of been, like stocking them for a while. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. And I bought a bunch of them. They're only like, oh, I don't want to say off the top of my head because I can't find my receipt. I think that she included a receipt. Maybe she didn't, and I'm just like a liar because I always show that to you guys, but I was in a lot of pain that first day that this came, and I don't know what I did with it. So if I can find it and take a picture to show you guys, I will. Otherwise, I will just go ahead and link cute things from Japan down below, because I'm not going to get together to link all of these things, and a lot of times they'll say sold out anyway, so you just have to, you know, kind of go onto the website and figure out what they have left and what they don't. But these are adorable. They're kind of like what I've used in the past. Let me show you. This is one that I used. They have this, like, it's sort of like a wax paper on the back, and you just like peel them off, and then you can cut out whatever sticker you want, and they're like, you just rub them on and they just transfer really nicely. Have no problems at all with them. They're great. So there were still like probably 11 or 12 that I didn't get. I didn't get everything they had because there were some that I just didn't care for. You know how I feel about flowers. If they're overly flowery and girly and looking really out of control, I just don't purchase them. So there were some that were kind of like that I was like, I'm going to pass on. And then some that, like, this is pink. You know how I feel about pink. I'm not a fan. But it was kind of lovely, and I wanted to try it out. This one actually looks like it's a full sheet. So let me show you. I can't remember where I put it. I'm back in here, by the way, because, I don't know, I love it. But it's still all the same stuff that I've always had. I just put it in here. Okay, so this is a Target Dollar Spot Pocket. You can see right here that there's one of those flowers. I just wanted to see if it would stick on here. So far, so good. So I'm thinking about actually using this kind of like the ones I've had in the past from, I forget what their name is. I don't know. I'll flash it on the screen. But anyway, you can buy whole sheets like this that you can stick on to these pockets and then cut them out and have them covered and all decorated. So I'm thinking about doing that with this one later. The other place I've been using them is in here. So this is the MD notebook by Midori, and you can see them right here. And they were actually in a row like this, and I kind of liked the way they looked. So I just cut off the top and then I stuck them on here, rubbed them on. Look how beautiful. I mean, they really look like somebody watercolored them onto the page. I'm not that kind of cool, and it doesn't like warp the page, so I really appreciate it. I don't plan on using this anytime right now because this is working out so well, and there's so many pages in here that I could be in here probably for a while. So I'm not sure, but I really love this. And I just, by the way, used this paper from Hobby Lobby, I think, and it came in a pack. I really don't know what it's called, but anyway, I just put that inside the cover. And then another place I use them is in my weekly. I don't have a lot of planning done because I've been hurt. I've really just been doing whatever I can do whenever I can do it. But I did go ahead and put them in this week. See, it's kind of bare. Went to the chiropractor. But they're so beautiful. I love them. And they just kind of jazz up a page. And you don't have to like doodle anything. They're very easy to put on. And it will just, you know, it looks really nice. So I'm excited to have these for a while to use whenever I need them. So let's go ahead and stamp these out quickly. Alright, so I've been seeing these a lot. Have you guys been seeing this trend of these like circular stamps? They had a couple that were out of stock that I really did want, and I was pretty bummed about that, but I took the few that I had. This is why I kind of went off of budget because I was like, I really want these, even though I was actually going for just those stickers. I hadn't seen these really anywhere else other than Etsy, and then, you know, I feel like I have to buy a bunch of stuff from that seller in order to make my purchase worthwhile, and I just didn't have anything I wanted to buy at that time. I think these stickers just add some dimension, like when you're doing, you know, collaging and stuff like that, so they're really pretty. And the cool thing is, if you wanted to, you could go ahead and write hello or something in there. You could take another stamp and put an initial inside this one, maybe this one, probably not that one, but they're just really, really cool. I find that these stamps sell out pretty quickly. There's those. And then the other things I haven't had time to really try out are these guys here. So how cute is this? First of all, the packaging was adorable. I put it on Instagram. A little note that she wrote me. Isn't that sweet? So I definitely want to incorporate these things into my next, like, I think I might be using an insert that I need to decorate. I might put these on there because they're so cute. And I love that I got a couple of just little freebies in here. I love little pieces of paper like this because, again, I use them in my collaging, or I put them like throughout my calendar, like my weekly. And I just love things like that. And even this was really cute stamp. I could totally repurpose this. All right, so these guys were also little freebies. And so these are labels that you can actually, there's a perforation here, so you can tear them apart, which I thought was wonderful. And I love these beautiful stickers. I have some of these actually that I ended up purchasing. I don't remember if it was from Cute Things from Japan or if it was from Tokyo Pen Shop, but they're smaller and they have like some like metallic pieces on it. These are really important because I think I'm going to be using them on here. So back in the day, I ended up getting these from Cute Things from Japan. They're made by Midori, and they were the Winnie the Pooh ones. I don't know if you've ever, I think I showed them in a haul before. I haven't used them yet, but I thought I would go ahead and divide this out into sections. I'm not always a big fan of sections because the thing is with notebooks, one section tends to fill up before the others, and that's frustrating, and there's nothing you can really do about that, but I like the look of tabs. I went tab crazy this year, so I thought I would purchase these. It wasn't a lot of monies, and I'm excited to try them out in here later. They have a lot of envelopes and stationery to choose from, and I was just like, oh my gosh, they're so beautiful. I love this collage look, and I also like that they're kind of these earthy tones as well. So there's 5 in this pack. Look how beautiful. Aww. So I'm excited to be able to use these. I need to get back into my letter writing. I've sort of started to attempt it, but I'm still, you know, I'm like the worst at being a pen pal. I'm sorry. So hello, small things. How are you doing? Aw. So as a writer, I just love things like this. They make me happy. I like anything that has a typewriter on it. I totally will buy it. These are just sticky notes, and they have the smallest graph ever on there. I would never try to use it, but if you wanted to center things, it's really nice to have it. So adorable. I like the colors. Then the last thing that I ended up purchasing is this, and I thought these were so cool. They had them in a couple different designs. Can I open it? Yes, I can. All right. Okay. Now it shows you yoga, and it kind of shows you how like you can just like color in these little circles or the squares or the hearts for whatever days you have yoga, which is kind of cool. So the way you can use this, it says tracker on it, habit tracker, is you just peel it off, and let's see where I can stick one of these. Let's just stick it in here, shall we? And you just place it on like that. So if you're lazy like me and you're just not going to get it together, like a lot of bullet journaler people out there, and like draw this thing out. I do have stamps, but sometimes I'm too like, I can't even get it together to like pull out my stamps and clean them and, you know, stamp them and whatever else. Like that's like a mission. So having a little bit of a sticker like this is so awesome. So you can go ahead and at the top here, or even on here where there's these stripes, you can put running here, and then you can just mark what days you plan on running or what days you actually did run. So this can be for like forward planning or for actual tracking each day. I think that's so cool. I love that it comes in 3 different colors. I love that they have these little hearts. Isn't that cute? And they have circles and then the squares. The other ones I think were similar. The pattern up here at the top was like different, I think. So that is really cool. I'm loving that. And I would just use like, I don't know, maybe one of these to color in something. So you can still see the numbers through the ink, which is awesome, and I love it. So these were a great find for me. I haven't seen them anywhere else. Does it say on here? No. Oh, it does down here. So these are made by Midori. So sometimes when things are made by Midori, you'll end up finding them at Jet Pens or Tokyo Pen Shop eventually. I haven't seen them, I don't think, yet. Have you guys seen them there? I don't know. Let me pull this up closer so you can kind of see. I also like that if you didn't want to use this as a habit tracker, but you wanted to use this for like appointments, you go ahead and put it in here. You could color in the days with different colors and have like a color key. And off to the side, you could write, you know, the 1st and then write what appointment that is. And then the 14th and write what time that appointment is. And then like mark something else, like maybe use orange for birthdays and then mark that also. So I think that's pretty snazzy. I love these. There's so many uses for this, especially if you're a lazy planner and you're like, I'm not going to get it together, or you're busy, or you have situations like myself where you have back pain. And so having to sit or spend a lot of time doodling is just not something that's going to happen for me, because all of my time and my sitting time is going to be for work and writing my own stuff. So there you go. So that is my haul from Cute Things from Japan, and I wanted to show you my setup in here. It's a small setup, but since it's the beginning of April, let's do it. This is a Foxy Fix number 6. See there. This is in the spice leather. This is the color pepper. And a number 6 is also known as standard or narrow size. It does have a back pocket. And this is a compact, meaning that it has 4 strings on the inside. So in here I have this insert that I showed, I think, in my last video. I put a sticker up here that says, "Today is the best day." Love that. I don't remember where these stickers are from. I'm sorry. I just have a bunch like on sheets like this now. But this is that insert from My Summer Touch, which I did a whole video on, and I put links down below to her shop as well as her Instagram and YouTube channel. And I've just been using this slowly. So these months that I've already missed, I've just put some sticky notes here so that I can make notes for things. I haven't had a lot of time to add things in here since I've been dealing with my back pain, but here we are in April. I've added in some things there, and then a little bit of forward planning for May. Over here I have a string that is empty, and that's because I haven't decided if I need to add another insert. I'm thinking I might. I was going to add this one. So this is from Goulet pens. I've had them for a while. So right before I hurt my back, I was cleaning out things, getting rid of stuff, doing some early spring cleaning. Well, it's probably not early. Maybe everyone's already done spring cleaning. I don't know. But for me, I felt like it was pretty early already. But yeah, so this is Tomoe River paper. They staple them. The cardstock isn't the best at all. It's very flimsy, but I do like their inserts. I've had them for a while. You might recognize this picture and this one. It's also by Goulet pens. This is the Tomoe, but but this is the grid, which is 5mm. So I decorated this thinking one day I was going to use it, and then I ended up taking it out. Who knows? I probably like changed sizes or whatever, but I didn't use it. So I put it back in here already decorated. This one needs to be decorated still. And I was thinking about using this for a journal. Right now, the notebook that I have is filling up quickly, so it's possible to do that. But I was going to go ahead and put it in here on this string. Try that out. I hate when this guy doesn't like come out to the bottom. There we go. So this will be my second notebook, and I do like my lined paper. I do enjoy it, but this is grid. So this insert again is by Goulet pens. I'll put a link to their website down below. Stuff to do. I think this is from the same place I had this sticker, but who knows. So the purpose of this insert, there's actually 2. First of all, I love a bullet journal, right? But I'm a lazy planner and I'm not going to draw all of that stuff out. I've already mentioned with back issues, I have a limited amount of time to sit, and I use that for work and for my own, you know, writing, because it's important to me. So, not this guy, sorry, this one. This is what I've been using for my writing right now because my other notebook was finished, and I'm loving it. But sometimes I like to write in my Traveler's notebook. This is why I haven't really made a decision about whether I'm going to be using the line or not, because I have other grid inserts plus the ones that are dotted that I ended up getting from Paper Penguin Co. So anyway, I decided to make this a bullet journal. And because I'm lazy, I needed 2 things. So I'm using the insert that has this grid, which works really well when you're doing bullet journaling. But on the inside, I printed out an insert by Any Plans right here. So if you know Any Plans printables, they have a very unique cover page that everyone is like, it's very popular, so I'm sure that you have seen it before. But I didn't want to print that because it used a lot of ink, and right now I'm printing out like whole novels to edit, right? So I wanted to reserve my ink for other things, but this is an Any Plans printable. I'll put the link down below. And I just went ahead and printed out one of the dot grid pages that was in the insert as a cover instead of the actual cover. So just be aware of that. Let me show you a blank one. So this is what the insert looks like. It has all 12 months, and this is a month on 2 pages. So you have dot grid on the left, and then you have a calendar at the top on the right, and then you have some tick boxes down here where you can put some to-dos. I think this is really cool. It's what I was looking for. I've had issues with Any Plans in the past. I can put the video down below, or you can go ahead and go back through if I forget and look for it to remember what those issues were. But I just decided it's kind of like Walmart. Like, if we do our research and we realize that Walmart is treating a company bad, a lot of times I try to shop for that specific brand or company at another store other than Walmart. But, you know, I just decided not to buy that insert I was having issues with, and that's been like a couple of years ago, and I'm always one to, you know, give a company another chance. So this insert is working out well. I've decided to go ahead and use this for a couple of things. There are so many ways you can use this insert. First of all, as a YouTuber, I could go ahead and list the YouTube videos that I want to get out in the month of May here, and then I can just mark the days. I can write a little bit of information off to the side, because sometimes when we want to write like the 8th here, for instance, and then write whatever that video is we want to put out on the 8th, maybe I want to write a little bit of a paragraph off to the side. So like personally, I don't always have all of the like for instance these guys. I wanted to try them out, but I actually didn't own any of them, so it's like I might make a note off to the side that I want to make a video about that, but I need to purchase whatever it is that I need for that video. So I really appreciate having this left side that's blank. These inserts do come in a couple of different styles. This is the one that I chose, but you can also get it in a month on one page where they have April here and then May here. But I really do appreciate having this memo off to the side. I did print this on the Tomoe River paper on the 68 GSM, so it's very, very Bible-y thin in here, and it doesn't take up much space at all. So it works really nice in here. And because Goulet pens rounds their corners, I ended up having to round the corners in here, which is fine because they kind of stuck out a little bit when they weren't rounded, even though they were cut perfectly fine to fit in the center. So that's something also to be aware of. If I went ahead and used a Traveler'S company insert, it would have been fine, but you know, you do you. And then in here, this is a Foxy Fix dashboard. I have 2 inserts, one that you've seen before. This is just where I keep all of my action lists, and that's working out fine. On the back, I just put a Target Dollar Spot pocket, some vellum. And then in here, this is an insert also by My Summer Touch. This is before she like revised it. She had sent me a PDF to, you know, try out, and we were just kind of talking and discussing about some things that she might change, and so I had already printed it out to try it, and since there wasn't really anything wrong with the insert at all, it's still beautiful. It was just like the back pages were a little bit different, where it wasn't grid on both sides. That's the only thing that she changed, which I think works out best when you have grid on both sides, which I showed in here. But I didn't want to get rid of it because I loved it so much. I thought, oh, I can use this for something else. So my front one, this planner is more for like everything. I'm just going to put everything on my calendar. And then this one's probably going to be just YouTube specific. So I have yet to fill this out again because of back issues, but I'm going to get on that. And that's everything in my April setup. I do have in here, my novel is in a separate TN, and so I haven't had time again to fill this out really. I've just been actually reading my novel and working on it, and I haven't really been planning, which is good because I'm still, you know, working on it. But I did go ahead and put this really cute bunny washi tape, chubby bunny. This was, I believe, from Cute Things from Japan, like an earlier haul, and just went ahead and decorated some things, marked some birthdays on here. My niece's is on the 12th. I don't know how I missed that, but again, I was in severe pain, so I need to write that in here. But I'm going to go ahead and plan out stuff. Why do I put birthdays in here? Sometimes it's important for me not to write other appointments and birthdays in here because this is for my novel, but I like to mark them because it allows me to know, okay, on this day, Sylvia, you can't plan that you're going to write a lot because there's a party that's going to be going on, or you have a doctor's appointment on this day. So I need to make sure that I am planning around that. So a lot of times I just mark them and I just know what they mean, and I don't have to actually take up the space to write in it because it's just for my novel. And in the center of here, I have another Any Plans printable. I just printed some grid that I had. You can see that the number is backwards. I didn't care. I just, again, didn't want to waste the ink on the cover pages because it was a lot. But this is how this insert looks. It allows me to go ahead and mark in advance, like due dates for my novel, so that I can say, okay, Sylvia, you need to stick to a schedule. You're supposed to be here and here by this date. So I have this in the front, and it's just the 2019 year at a glance. And then it allows me to go ahead and do some forward planning. And this is, again, lazy bullet journaling, right? I'm not going to get it together really to draw it out, especially this. I mean, I have a lot of respect for people who sit down and draw that out. I mean, yay you. I'm just not going to be that person. So this allows me to say, okay, here's April. Here are the goals. This is where you need to be. This is what I hope to get done all the way for the rest of the year. And then I just put more of the dot grid on the back. But again, it has a different cover to it, and you can print it out as many times as you like. So I might end up putting this in another space back here. For the novel, again, these are just notes that I've already done a long time ago, but I have to refer to. I might put another one in here, and I might print it out again for another novel that I'm going to be writing in the summertime. So, I mean, this is really great. It has a lot of uses. Again, we have already passed the first quarter of the year, so I felt like it was important for me to buy this now, because I don't think you'd want to purchase this, you know, once you get to September and you only have one quarter left in the year. It wasn't very expensive because this is all that prints out. It's literally, you know, 2 sheets. And it fits so nicely in here. Again, I printed it on the Tomoe River paper, so it's very Bible-y thin. You don't even really notice that it's there. And that is my entire April setup. I'm still going to continue to work on it now that I can sit more and do more planning. All right, so don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope that this was helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.